Good morning from the new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. I'm going to be test driving this SUV today, but more specifically focusing on all the tech that's packed into this car, from the 48-inch panoramic display to the latest version of Ford's BlueCruise hands-free highway technology. Before we let the Nautilus drive itself, we have to get out of Manhattan, so let's check out the native nav setup. I'm heading out to the eastern part of Long Island, so a nice few hours ahead of me in this car. All right, this looks pretty good. It's actually Google Maps, which I use all the time, but if you are more of like a Waze person or you like Apple Maps, you can hook up your phone with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. My maps are set up, but in case I needed to plug in my phone or hook it up to the system, I have USB-C here, USB-A here. I also have two sets of USB-C inputs on the back of both the rear passenger seats, but there's a wireless charging pad right here, and I'm sure that's gonna be a crowd pleaser. Okay, last thing before I hit the road. This is so cool. I'm gonna customize the 48-inch panoramic display. I think this is like the key to what's called the Lincoln digital experience, getting to move these apps around and make the most of what I'm seeing in my peripheral vision. Now, this display isn't touchscreen itself. Instead, I'm controlling it all here on the 11.1-inch center stack touchscreen. I like how I have it set up. However, if I wasn't a fan of having those there, I can just go into calm mode. I don't have my maps or anything. This is like very relaxing if I know where I'm going and maybe I'm doing like an evening drive. It feels very, very luxurious. In addition to having Google Maps, the Nautilus also has Google Assistant built in. I'll mute it, but I'm gonna say, hey, turn the temperature up.
All right, turning up the temperature by 4 degrees.
I love that feature so that I don't have to be like fiddling around with the temperature controls while I'm driving, maybe press the wrong one, maybe turn on this heated steering wheel in the middle of summer, you know, things like that. I can just speak to the car and ask it what kind of changes I want it to make in the cabin for me. We're gonna make a quick coffee stop at a very popular deli off of the LIE. It's actually very close to where I grew up, so I'm excited to go check it out. Luckily, I don't have to worry about parking. There are plenty of spots here, but I still wanna see if Active Park Assist works at finding me a spot. So I'm gonna stop the car. I'm going to go into park. I'm gonna hit park. Parking assistant. Searching for spaces, drive forward. Do you see that there? Okay, there we go. It picked the spot it wants me to go in. So I'm gonna take my hands off the steering wheel. I'm gonna shift to neutral with the piano keys right there. Release the brake pedal, that's so weird. And I'm gonna hold the park button right here. And the car is going to park itself. Whoa, oh my God. Ooh. Oh, okay, so it wants to correct. It's gonna do that automatically. Hands free, I'm not touching the steering wheel. Okay, oh, finished. Okay, that was surprisingly impressive. It can also parallel park apparently, which I feel like a lot more drivers would appreciate having a feature like Park Assist for. Me personally, I think this is great because I'm driving a car I'm not used to. I don't really have a great sense of like the dimensions and size, but when I just need to park, using this feature levels the playing ground incredibly. Unbuckle, turn the car off, and go grab coffee. iced coffee is acquired, and now it's time to get into the good stuff. I'm gonna turn on adaptive cruise control to start using BlueCruise. BlueCruise is a Ford technology, but in the Nautilus, it becomes Lincoln BlueCruise. There are really two key benefits to using BlueCruise. The first of those is in-lane positioning, which basically means that the car is watching the lane, and as my hands make maybe little shifts or adjustments, it'll correct them accordingly. But perhaps more importantly, it's paying attention to the cars on either side of me. So say the car on my right starts shifting towards me, it will move me over to the left edge of my lane to give us some room. Of course, paying attention that there's not a car on the left of me moving towards that direction as well. In order to use hands-free driving, you need to be in a blue zone. BlueCruise operates, I believe, on 97% of controlled access highways in the US and Canada. So you need to pay attention of where those things are available. If you're not sure if it's available where you're driving, your car will actually alert you and say when BlueCruise is available. I'm using it right now, which means that I don't need to have my hands on the wheel, but that alert is telling me, hey, there's some traffic coming up. You probably want to resume control. And the same thing with cruise control. The second I put my foot on the brake, it will disable and I would have to re-enable it to start driving hands-free again. The biggest benefit I've noticed off the bat from driving hands-free with BlueCruise is because it's paying attention to the cars around me, specifically the car in front of me, it's automatically adjusting my speed based on the object it senses forward. So if the car in front of me is slowing down, my car slows down. That means I don't have to worry about coming to any, quick stops. If for some reason maybe I was a little distracted, it's honestly a great safety feature, but it's only safe if you're using it properly. We saw before I got that alert, you still need to be paying attention. And the way the car can tell if you're paying attention and eligible to start using BlueCruise is with this camera that's hidden in the instrument cluster right here. The camera only turns on when you are using BlueCruise, so it's not like it's watching you drive all the time, but it's paying attention to make sure your head is looking up, your eyes are forward. If it senses that you're looking down at your phone or to the back of the car, that's not what this feature is intended for. So you'll actually be forced out of BlueCruise, and I'm pretty sure that if you're a repeat offender with not using the technology safely and properly, you lose access to be able to use BlueCruise, which would suck because it's honestly such a great feature. I'm ready to make a lane change, and BlueCruise makes that so easy. It's not entirely hands-free because I do have to turn on my right turn signal, and what the car's doing is checking if I'm clear, which it is, and it just changed the lane for me. Obviously, if there is a car in my blind spot, it's not going to make the change. It's going to wait till I'm clear. Let's see if it is changing lanes. Beautiful. While I'm in hands-free driving with BlueCruise, the car is continuing to adjust my speed relative to whatever car or vehicle is in front of me. It's dropping me even 25 miles per hour or less below what I initially set the cruise control at to make sure that I'm not getting too close to the vehicle in front of me. But if the vehicle in front of me were stopped and I were for some reason going too fast and the car knew that I could be on a collision course, the brakes would kick in, it would stop me short. That's called pre-collision assist, I believe. Pre-collision assist works in conjunction with evasive steering assist, which is similar, but instead of the car bringing you to a stop, if it tells that you're actually trying to maneuver out of the way of whatever obstacle is in front of you, it'll add additional steering torque, hopefully giving you a better chance at successfully maneuvering around said object. This car has so many bells and whistles that would just be too much to go over in one video. There's customizable lighting, even a built-in scent diffuser here. But for the sake of going over the core tech features, I think we covered a lot, from the Lincoln digital experience to seeing BlueCruise in action. But we're coming up on the exit that I need to take, so I'm gonna take back control of the car. And I'm really happy with how this drive has went. It was super convenient. I've had a long week. I just want to get to where I need to go safely. And the 2024 Lincoln Nautilus made sure I did so in style. I'm gonna end the video here. I'm almost to my destination and I'm ready to enjoy this holiday weekend. But be sure to let me know in the comments what car technology maybe you'd want to see me test out next. There's gonna be some behind the scenes on our socials everywhere, and you can always keep up with me personally to see what I'm testing out. Thanks for watching this video. I'll catch you next time.